Question 93. Significance of the 73rd and 74th Amendments to the Indian Constitution in expanding the scope of participatory democracy. Introduction: The evolution of local self-government in India. Democracy, in its truest form, is not merely a system of periodic elections at the national or state level but a process that involves citizens directly in governance and decision-making at the grassroots. In India, this vision was long cherished by Mahatma Gandhi, who believed that true democracy cannot be worked by 20 men sitting at the center. It has to be worked from below by the people of every village. To translate this vision into constitutional reality, the 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Acts of 1992 were enacted. They came into force on 24th April 1993, 73rd, and 1st June 1993, 74th, respectively. Together, they marked a historic step toward institutionalizing participatory democracy through decentralization of power, rural self-governance through Panchayati Raj institutions, PRIs, and urban self-governance through municipalities. The context and need for the 73rd and 74th Amendments. Before 1993, India's democratic structure was largely top-down, confined to the union and state levels. Although Article 40 of the Directive Principles directed the state to organize village panchayats, local self-government remained weak, irregular, and dependent on state discretion. The Ashok Mehta Committee, 1978, the Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, 1957, and later the L.M. Singhvi Committee, 1986, all recommended constitutional recognition to local bodies as a means to ensure people's participation, accountability, and development from below. The 73rd and 74th Amendments thus gave constitutional status, structure, powers, and periodic elections to local bodies, transforming local governance from a political aspiration into a constitutional right of the people. 2. The 73rd Amendment Act, 1992 Panchayati Raj, Rural Local Government. 1. Constitutional Provisions. The 73rd Amendment inserted a new Part 9, Articles 243 to 43O, titled The Panchayats, and the 11th Schedule listing 29 subjects to be devolved to panchayats. It mandates a three-tier structure of local government in rural areas. 1. Gram Panchayat at the village level. 2. Panchayat Samiti at the intermediate or block level. 3. Zilla Parishad at the district level. 2. Key features. Democratic decentralization. It institutionalized power sharing from state to local level, ensuring that decisions are taken closer to the people. 2. Regular elections. Mandatory elections to panchayats every 5 years by the state election commissions ensured continuity and accountability. 3. Reservation of seats. Seats are reserved for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in proportion to their population. Women, not less than 1/3 of seats at all levels. This greatly expanded the inclusiveness and representativeness of Indian democracy. 4. Gram Sabha. Article 243(b) defines the Gram Sabha as a body of all registered voters in a village, the foundation of participatory democracy, where people directly approve plans, scrutinize accounts, and hold panchayats accountable. State Finance Commission. Each state must establish a finance Commission every 5 years to recommend how funds should be distributed between the state and panchayats. 6. 11th Schedule. It identifies 29 functional areas like agriculture, health, education, water supply, social welfare, etc. to be devolved to panchayats, enabling local planning and development. 3. Significance of the 73rd Amendment. The 73rd Amendment realized Gandhi's vision of Gram Swaraj, a democracy where power flows from the people upward, not downward. It transformed Indian democracy into a participatory democracy, empowering ordinary citizens to take part in governance, especially in rural areas where 65% of India's population lives. 3. The 74th Amendment Act, 1992, Urban Local Government. 1. Constitutional Provisions. The 74th Amendment inserted a new Part IXA, Articles 243E to 43ZG, titled The Municipalities, and the 12th Schedule listing 18 subjects related to urban governance. It recognized 3 types of urban local bodies. 1. Nagar Panchayat, for transitional areas, rural to urban. 2. Municipal Council, for smaller urban areas. 3. Municipal Corporation, for larger urban areas. 2. Key features. I. Democratic urban governance. It granted constitutional status to municipalities, ensuring regular elections, autonomy, and accountability in urban administration. 2. Reservation of seats. Similar to the 73rd Amendment, seats are reserved for SCs, STs, and women to promote inclusive urban representation. 3. District and Metropolitan Planning Committees. District Planning Committees, DPCs, Article 243ZD, integrate rural and urban development plans within a district. Metropolitan Planning Committees, MPCs, Article 243ZE, prepare plans for metropolitan regions. These provisions ensure coordinated and integrated development across urban and rural boundaries. 4. 12th Schedule lists 18 functions like urban planning, housing, water supply, waste management, slum improvement, and environment protection essential for urban governance and sustainability. State Finance Commission. Like rural bodies, urban local governments receive financial recommendations from the State Finance Commission to ensure fiscal devolution. 3. Significance of the 74th Amendment. Urban governance became democratic, decentralized, and participatory, enabling citizens to influence policies directly affecting their lives, from housing and sanitation to transport and environment. It recognized cities not merely as administrative units but as living democratic spaces. 4. Significance of the 73rd and 74th Amendments in expanding participatory democracy. The twin amendments revolutionized Indian democracy by extending it from the representative level, national and state, to the participatory level, local. Their significance can be analyzed under several interrelated aspects. 1. Institutionalization of grassroots democracy. The amendments made local self-government a constitutional reality, not a matter of state discretion. This created over 2.6 lakh Panchayati Raj institutions and urban bodies across India, embedding democracy in daily life. Example, today, around 30 lakh Representatives, including 14 lakh women, serve in local bodies, making India the largest grassroots democracy in the world. 2. Deepening citizen participation. The Gram Sabhas and ward committees allow citizens to discuss, deliberate, and decide on local issues from water supply to social justice programs. Participation is not limited to voting every 5 years but extends to continuous civic engagement. This fulfills the Gandhian ideal of self-rule by the people. 3. Inclusion and empowerment of marginalized groups. By reserving seats for SCs, STs, and women, the amendments democratized representation. Women, in particular, have emerged as powerful agents of social change, breaking traditional gender hierarchies. Example, in states like Bihar, Kerala, and Rajasthan, women leaders in panchayats have significantly improved education, health, and sanitation. 4. Decentralization of power and resources. The constitutional backing of state finance commissions and district planning committees ensures fiscal and administrative decentralization. Local bodies can now raise funds, plan budgets, and implement schemes suited to local needs. This makes democracy functional, responsive, and development-oriented. 5. Promotion of accountability and transparency. Through Gram Sabhas and social audits, citizens can directly monitor local expenditure and performance. This has reduced corruption and enhanced accountability of elected representatives. Example, under MNREGA, social audits conducted by Gram Sabhas ensure that wages and works are transparent. 6. Bridging the urban-rural divide. By institutionalizing both rural and urban local governments, the amendments created a comprehensive framework of participatory democracy across all regions. The district and metropolitan planning committees integrate both spheres for balanced development. 7. Fostering a culture of democratic citizenship. Regular meetings, local elections, and participatory planning have transformed ordinary citizens into active stakeholders in governance, promoting political awareness and civic responsibility. Democracy thus becomes a daily habit, not an occasional event. 8. Strengthening federalism. The 73rd and 74th Amendments added a third tier to India's federal structure, enhancing cooperative federalism. Now, power is shared not only between union and states but also with local bodies, creating a multi-level democratic framework. Limitations and challenges. Despite their transformative intent, several challenges limit the full realization of participatory democracy. 1. Incomplete devolution. Many states have not devolved adequate powers and finances to panchayats and municipalities. 2. Bureaucratic control. Officials often dominate local decision-making, reducing autonomy. 3. Elite capture. Local elites and caste hierarchies sometimes dominate institutions, marginalizing weaker sections. 4. Irregular meetings. Gram Sabha and ward committee meetings are often infrequent or poorly attended. 5. Financial dependence. Local bodies rely heavily on state and central funds, limiting self-sufficiency. However, these challenges are administrative and political, not conceptual. The constitutional framework remains robust for participatory democracy. 6. Summary for quick understanding. 73rd and 74th Amendments, 1992 gave constitutional status to rural, Panchayati Raj, and urban, municipal, local governments. Created a third tier of governance to deepen democracy. Institutionalized regular elections, reservations, finance commissions, and local planning. Empowered citizens to participate directly through Gram Sabhas and ward committees. Promoted inclusive, accountable, and decentralized governance. They together transformed India's democracy from a representative system into a participatory and developmental democracy. Quick revision notes. 73rd Amendment. Institutions, rural. 74th Amendment. Panchayati Raj. Urban local bodies. Municipalities. New constitutional parts. Schedules added. Part 9 and IXA. 11th, 29 subjects and 12th, 18 subjects. Key features. Elections, reservations, Gram Sabha, Finance Commission, Planning Committees. Goal. Decentralization and citizen participation. Result. Deepened democracy and social inclusion. One-line questions and answers for revision. 1. When were the 73rd and 74th Amendments enacted? In 1992, effective from 1993. 2. What is the main purpose of these amendments? To institutionalize local self-government and participatory democracy. 3. What new parts were added to the Constitution? Part 9 and Part IXA. 4. What are the respective schedules added? 11th and 12th schedules. 5. What is the basic unit of rural democracy? The Gram Sabha. 6. What is the reservation for women under these amendments? 1/3 of all seats. 7. What institution ensures fiscal devolution to local bodies? The State Finance Commission. 8. Which committee plans for metropolitan areas? The Metropolitan Planning Committee, Article 243 ZE. 9. What ideal of Gandhi is realized by these amendments? Gram Swaraj, self-rule by the people. 10. What is their overall contribution to Indian democracy? Expansion from representative to participatory and decentralized governance. Final connection. The 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendments transformed India's democracy from a system of the people to one truly by and for the people, empowering citizens to shape their own development. They realized the Gandhian dream of Gram Swaraj, making every village and town a living cell of democracy. In doing so, they expanded not just the machinery of governance, but the very moral and civic spirit of Indian democracy, a democracy rooted in participation, inclusion, and empowerment at the grassroots.